Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Mitchell Hour Reacts. Now, I feel that this was a skit. I still kind of feel like this, but at the same time, if it is a skit, I think there's valuable lessons to be learned on both sides. So, here we go.
You're not this far. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it. Yes. Let's talk about it. About it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman, take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
what did I do that wasn't cooperative? What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, even when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again. I don't
we're not
know
there
yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
Right.
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Well, look at my plan, where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs.
I understand.
For an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment. And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been.
Okay.
But if we're late, I told you twice.
Late. It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early. And even have some time to get to know each other on the way there, and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
Either. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, I love it.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean, isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I've been married for 14 years, and I have single friends and, people that are single that I just talk to every once in a while. And all of them, and I mean all of them, say that dating in 2023 is trash. And I can see just from this video, you can see that she's overly confident. Do I feel that she's really like that? I don't know. I don't think she's that confident. I think maybe some people boost her head up, because I notice a lot of dudes, all a woman got to do is sit on TikTok and just look at the camera and they're sending her gifts. All she has to do is prop her breast up on camera and she gets 100, 200,000 likes. And I think with this lady, I think that's what it is. I'm not going to talk about the way she looks. As people are saying in the comments of the video, I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to say is, I think social media gave her false confidence that possibly ruined, if not a relationship, a good date where she could get a meal. And the thing about it, and I had a conversation with somebody about this, and the person said, well, she was trying to flex, you know what I'm saying, and so that she got dudes that can take her out, they got nice cars and all that. But I think the biggest thing of it all is, if you're getting online to flex, make sure that it's not going to backfire and you're going to be the one that's going to be embarrassed. Now, let's jump over to the guy. I feel that he handled himself pretty good. There are some videos that the guys are calling him a simp. They're saying all these different things, and I don't think those guys reacted to the whole video. They just saw how he was like stumbling over his words and stuff like that. So they're calling him a simp because he wants to sit down and talk about it. And I think that is the right thing to do, because I feel like dating now, you have to be emotionally intelligent.
Pretty emotionally intelligent dude. I've noticed that there's only room for my emotions when they're convenient for the woman that's asking me to be emotionally intelligent. That any emotional labor I do that's not for her convenience, or not that something she specifically asked for, that either goes unnoticed, or when I'm saying something that's not favorable, the shit gets used against me and it becomes about how she feels about what I said and not about.
You have to be able to express yourself. And her recording that video, going live, and if he would have just flipped out, called her out of her name and saying you ain't even all that, and then she would have went at him, and then protect all women and all that, the guy would have got eaten up. So I felt like sitting down and be able to express yourself, whether he was stumbling over his words or not, I think he handled himself great. And as you can see from the end, the whole thing backfired on her, because she thought that he was going to get on there and say, oh, you got me. Okay, I can take you where you want to go. You're beautiful. I'm sorry. Let's do it. But if he already had reservations at another restaurant and he told you to be ready at this time, and she didn't come outside until they was already supposed to be at the restaurant, then let's be honest, most guys would have left at that time. If you let a woman know that, hey, this is the time that I want to pick you up, most guys wouldn't have waited out there for an hour. Most guys, if they pull up and you not ready, they leaving. So let's get back to her. I don't know you well enough to invite you into my apartment. Now, I feel like she was trying to manipulate the situation with the way she said that. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know neither one of them, right? But I feel like what he was saying is, if you want me to spend several $100s at a premier restaurant and you're not going to be ready for over an hour, the least you could do was invite me in and let me have a soda, something to drink while I'm waiting. That's what I thought he was saying. And she was like, I don't know you well enough to invite you in. The problem that I have with that statement is you don't know him well enough to where you could show him enough respect to have him come in and say, hey, I'm going to be over an hour getting ready. You can come in and sit down and wait for me. So you don't know him well enough to show him that courtesy, but he knows you well enough to take you to a expensive restaurant when you could just be using him for a free meal. The problem, I feel like, with dating, I feel like the reason that a lot of relationships don't work out and a lot of the dates go crazy, and I don't know if you guys saw the video of the woman that went out with a guy and she ate 48 oysters and still ordered an entree. But the problem I feel like with relationships now are, and just the dating scene, is nobody is willing to compromise. The women are saying, hey, you got to at least spend $200-300 on the restaurant. The men are like, if I'm spending that much money, you better come out on time and you better give me some ass at the end of the day. Instead of actually going out without any expectations and just going out and be like, hey, that's a meal. If something happens after this, as far as a relationship or a second date, that's fine. But like a lot of the men and women that are going out, they are so quick to tell them what they expect. And it's something that they should expect after, several dates. And I'm not going to sit here and act like when I was in my single days, I took a female out, I wasn't expecting to get ass at the end of it. Because sometimes I was. Not the majority of the time, not all the time, but yes, sometimes I was like, yo, I'm gonna get some ass. And let's be honest, as a man, you can tell when you take a woman out, when you ask her out, what's gonna happen at the end of the day. Because if a woman carries herself with respect and she's not giving off the signals that you could smash, you're not going to be expecting to smash. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like the dating scene is a little crazy. And I feel like jumping online to record this, thinking that he is going to fold, was a bad move on her part. Now, one thing that I will say, if she wouldn't have recorded and went on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, whatever that was, and wouldn't have acted all Hasidity, and would have just, when they pulled up, hey, can we talk? Hey, I feel like going in the Cheesecake Factory, I would be a little overdressed. Talking to you and seeing the type of person that you seem that you are, you would take me somewhere a little bit more formal than the Cheesecake Factory. Now, if she would have came at him like that, then he probably, and she wasn't recording, he probably would have took her to a nicer restaurant. But the world is so stuck on, I have to jump online, I got to get these views, I got to get these likes. And most of the time, people don't even really think about the consequences. Because personally, when people saw that video, no man is really going to want to take her out. But a lot of women are going to look at him and be like, wow, he handled himself great. He's a nice man. And I guarantee you, a lot of women are probably hitting him up in his DM saying, yo, she shouldn't have did that to you. I'm willing to go out the Cheesecake Factory and all that. Because if you see, this video went so damn viral that there are influencers that are going to Cheesecake Factory saying that Cheesecake Factory has good food. So she really messed up on that. And I feel that maybe he messed up as well. And I'm trying to be unbiased because I don't want people to feel like I'm taking one side. But like I said, he looked at her in a different way. He looked at her like, wow, she's beautiful. I want to take her out. I'm going to make reservations to a very elegant restaurant. She looked at him like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take over an hour to get dressed, and then I'm going to get what I want. And I'm so confident in knowing I'm going to get what I want, then I'm going to Instagram or Facebook Live this to show my followers or my subscribers that I can get a man to do whatever I want, even when I'm in the wrong. Because you can tell from her facial expressions that she was shocked when he said, well, you were over an hour late. Or you over an hour late coming downstairs. She was shocked when he said, you know what, I'm going to be respectful. Maybe this is not for us. I'm going to take you home. And I think at that time she realized, damn, I shouldn't have said anything. I probably should have came down on time. Because then, she started copping pleas like, oh, work was long. I don't know you like that. I didn't know that I was going to be able to do this. How was I supposed to know that you were taking me here and all this, the reservations? It's just like, if you were wrong, say you were wrong. If you read what type of man he was and you read him incorrectly, just say that. Now, granted, we don't know what happened if he took her out, if they planned something else. We don't know. Relationships. Yeah, dating in 2023 is crazy, but relationships are crazy as well. Us as human beings, we feed on drama. I'm glad that I'm in a relationship right now. I'm glad that I've been married for as long as I have. I have 4 beautiful kids. Because if my relationship didn't work out, there's no way in hell that I'm jumping out in this dating scene, because it's crazy. It's really crazy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Mitchell Albert Reacts. Till next time, I'm out.